everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be reviewing 3 new summery, beachy, tropical Zara fragrances. Now these have just released. I mean, Zara is going at it again. They are releasing so many new fragrances and fragrance collections. I have reviewed most of the latest releases. So most recently they released a bunch of body and hair mists. If you want to watch that video, I will link it in the description below. But shortly after, they came out with these 3 new fragrances. These are called Succulent Flower, Solar Mango, and Exotic Maracuja. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I have no idea what a Maracuja is. Anyway, this is called the Tropical Capsule. Now, Zara sometimes works in these capsule fragrance collections. So they already released a cherry capsule collection a while ago. I also reviewed that one. And then more recently, they also released a vanilla capsule fragrance collection. That one was created by Jérome Epinette. Obviously, I reviewed those as well. All of those videos will be linked in the description below. And now they are going all tropical with this new collection. I gotta say, I thought they looked very attractive, so I was really looking forward to reviewing them. I mean, I think summer has just started, so a lot of people are probably already going on vacations, thinking about their vacations that is on the way, or going to the beach and all those things. So yeah, having some new beachy tropical fragrances is always nice. So these fragrances come in bottles of 50 ml of eau de parfum, and they retail for roughly 20 euros per bottle in Europe or in Belgium, where I live. Now they also have a duo pack that has Solar Mango and Succulent Flower. And that one actually retails for 26 euros. So if you are interested in trying those 2 or all 3, then of course it is more interesting to get the duo pack, and then plus the exotic Maracuja one if you want to try that one. But it's more interesting that way financially than to get them all separately. In the US, a single bottle is roughly $30, and if you take the duo pack that I just talked about, it's roughly 46 US dollars. And then in Canada, you will be paying roughly 36 Canadian dollars for a single bottle and roughly 54 Canadian dollars for the duo pack. So enough chit chat, let's just start with the first one. And the first one that I gave a try is called Succulent Flower. Succulent Flower has notes of peach, frangipani, and sandalwood. So I gave this one a spray, and it's an instant like for me. It's nothing I never smelled before. So it's not very unique, groundbreaking, niche smelling, whatever, but it is very pleasant, easygoing, and I think it's very crowd pleasing. So you definitely have a very tropical fragrance with this one. Even though it's called flower, succulent flower, you might think it's very, very floral, but it really is that tropical frangipani that you're getting. So it's a very nice, airy, but also milky, beachy, vacation-like scent. Sort of smells like a really nice sun tanning lotion. You're absolutely getting the frangipani. So if you like frangipani, which I do in summer on vacation, I don't ever wear products with a frangipani scent besides vacations or when I go to the beach or something, because it does have that very beachy quality to it. But yeah, if you like that one, then this is gonna be up your alley. It's really easygoing, and I don't know how to explain this, but it is both milky creamy but also pretty light. So it's not super dense. There's a sweetness to it, but it's not overly sweet. It smells very sunny, beachy. And if you do wear those beachy oils or after sun lotions, you know, skin products like that, then you probably know this scent. So it's not super unique. I feel like I've smelled things like this fragrance before, but nevertheless, I do think it's nice. I don't know if it's an exact dupe of anything that I know. So if you're into those sun tanning products and everything that comes with it, then you will have smelled something similar like this, but it is nice nevertheless. I gotta say though, the longevity and performance weren't great. Now I tested all three of these in the past few days, and where I live it has been extremely hot and humid. Now I know a lot of people in the fragrance community say that they can smell fragrances more when it's hot. Now the weird thing is about me, or I don't know if I'm the only one, but I feel like I can smell fragrances less when it's hot. So sometimes I feel like I'm drowsing myself in a fragrance, but because of the heat, I just can't really seem to pick it up. And then if I try the same fragrance on a day where it's a little bit cooler, then I can actually smell it. So maybe the heat has something to do with the fact that I couldn't really smell it after a short while. So yeah, I don't really think the performance is great, but take it with a grain of salt. Maybe it's just the climate. I do, however, think that if you buy this one and you overspray it, or you don't mind reapplying a few times throughout the day, that you will smell nice. It's not that it disappears in minutes. It's not that bad, but it's not very strong either. So, you know, I'm gonna rate this fragrance purely based on the scent, and my rating for this fragrance is a 7 out of 10 because it's so crowd pleasing, beachy, nice. It's hard to imagine someone actually hating this fragrance. However, like I said, it's nothing new. It's nothing you've never smelled before, but it doesn't always have to be. Sometimes, you know, the good old classic beachy notes like frangipani they're just great year after year. So I don't mind that it's nothing new, but it's pleasant nevertheless. That's why I'm giving it a 7 out of 10, and that was Succulent Flower. The next one I gave a sniff is called Solar Mango. Solar Mango has notes of mango, solar notes, jasmine, and sandalwood in the base. So I gave it a spray and I was like, wow, that is a realistic, like actual realistic mango note. I have smelled some mango fragrances before. For example, Paco Rabanne's Fame has a mango note, but I feel like it's just a perfume. It smells like a designery, nice white floral fragrance with a little bit of mango. Now this one, when I sprayed it, all I could smell was an actual super ripe, sweet, juicy, actual mango fruit. My arm smelled as if I had taken a mango and rubbed the fruits on my skin and then sniff my skin. It's that realistic. So I thought that was really well done for one, but I was a little bit confused because I thought, who wants to actually smell like a super realistic mango? I thought that was a bit weird. But then after, let's say 30 minutes or so, it actually started to develop, it started to dry down, and that's when I did get the other notes, especially the sandalwood. And I think the sandalwood in this one, I mean, sometimes we think sandalwood smells like cardamom, and that's sort of because Santal 33, for example, is so popular, but I believe that's pretty cardamom heavy. And thus, a lot of people think that scent is sandalwood, which it often isn't. Sandalwood can actually be super smooth, warm, creamy. That's real sandalwood. And I feel like this one has that type of sandalwood note. So combined with that mango, not really getting a whole lot of jasmine. I'm sure it's in there, but it's mostly the mango and the sandalwood that I'm getting. Makes this super warm, rich. It's sweet, but it's not like sticky, overly gourmand sweet. It's just like a really nice sweetness. And it's actually quite nice, but you do have to wait. Oh, you don't have to wait, but personally, the opening or the first 30 minutes were just the mango, and I could have just cut up some mango fruit and sniffed that. It smelled exactly the same, but after those 30 minutes, that's really when the beauty begins. I sprayed it on my skin, and I have to say, when it had dried down and I could smell the other notes, that's when I really found it quite addictive. This is also, I mean, I understand why this is the tropical capsule, because of course, because of that mango, it is very tropical. However, when I smell this one, I kind of imagine if I were to keep my bottle that I would wear this starting from sunset, let's say. So after I've been at the beach all day, working on my tan, not really, because I always use a really high SPF, but whatever, let's just say I'm working on my tan. And then after I've taken a shower and we're getting ready to have some dinner by the beach, that's probably when I would spray this one on, because that creamy, warm sandalwood mango-ness just makes me feel like it's more, yeah, it's more sunset, warm summer evening appropriate. But that's just me. You can absolutely wear this throughout the day. Don't take what I'm telling you now too literally. It's just me. It's quite nice. And I also found that this one seemed to last and project better than the previous one. So I wouldn't really call it a powerhouse or anything, but it does. I feel like the previous one sort of performed like the average eau de toilette, and this one performs like the average eau de parfum. But again, it could be the climate of the day that I was testing this that has some sort of an influence on the longevity and projection, but that is my experience. So yeah, it's very nice. I am impressed, and my rating for this one is actually, I think I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I was sort of hesitant. I was thinking 8, maybe 8.5. I feel like this is going to be the most popular one, but for me, it's an 8 out of 10. It smells really nice. Again, wait for that dry down. And that was Solar Mango. Oh, and according to the Fragrantica users, this is a dupe for Mango Skin by Vilhelm. I don't even know how to pronounce that brand, but the problem is I never smelled that one, so I don't know if it's a dupe. I'm sorry. I know my channel isn't always super useful in the dupe department area because I just haven't smelled every single fragrance there is. I know this one is very popular, but it's a niche brand, and I don't often have the opportunity to go to niche fragrance stores. And when I do, I always sniff a few fragrances, but there are so many, and I've just never come around to smelling Mango Skin. But on Fragrantica, a lot of people are giving it the upvote for This Reminds Me Of. So I think it's pretty safe to say that it at the very least, smells similar to Mango Skin. If not, you know, it could be a dupe as well, but don't take my word for it. By the way, if you're still watching and you're enjoying the video or it's somewhat helpful for you, you would really help me out by giving it a thumbs up. That really supports my channel, and I am trying to actively grow my channel. And of course, if you want to see more videos like this one, I don't only do Zara fragrances, but I mostly review Zara fragrances. Whenever Zara releases new fragrances, I order them as soon as I can so I can review them. If you want to watch more, you can always press the subscribe button, and then you will see me post other Zara fragrance review videos. And like I said, I have so many other ones on my channel already. Feel free to check those out. And then the last one I tried, of course, is Exotic Maracuja, or Maracuja. Is it like Spanish and where you don't pronounce the J as a J? Is it Maracuja? Does anyone know? This one has notes of passion fruit, lily of the valley, and vanilla. And I just looked it up, and a Maracuja, which it's supposed to be pronounced as, so a Maracuja is actually passion fruit. So that makes sense. Gave this a spray and I instantly liked it. I've liked all three fragrances, by the way. Each one that I gave a spray gave me an instant like. However, this one I felt was the most for me. So this one really has a DNA that I'm really drawn to. I thought it smelled pretty white floral, without the the vanilla-ness that a lot of designery white floral fragrances have. So it's a little bit more like a clean white floral. And I know that there is a vanilla note in the base, but I really wouldn't look at that note too much. Also, don't look at the name too much, because it really instantly reminded me of sort of like a 2010s area type of fresh white floral designery fragrance. And I was thinking, this really reminds me of something that I know. But again, as so often, I couldn't instantly point my finger at it. No, I couldn't put my finger on it. And so I was trying it and I was sniffing my arm and I was thinking, okay, it could be Love Story by Chloe. But then I thought, no, that one is a little bit muskier than this one. Then I was thinking J'adore by Dior, but that one is a little bit more soapy. But if you know those fragrances, you're kind of starting to get an image of what this smells like. I also thought about Gabrielle by Chanel, not the essence, but the original one. Also like a citrusy, fresh white floral, a little bit more classic, but not old school. But then that one, I believe, has a little bit of woodiness. So it's kind of like those, but not exactly. And then I was still sniffing it, and then I realized what it really reminded me of. And that is a fragrance that I wore for years as my signature scent, way before I was into fragrances. But that's why it smelled so familiar, and that is this one. I still have my old empty bottle. It's Golden Delicious by DKNY. Now, when I was 16, DKNY came out with the green apple, so Be Delicious, I believe it was called. And all the popular girls and everybody, just all the girls actually in my high school that were around 16 years old, bought and wore that fragrance. It was the it fragrance at the time. This has been 20 years ago. So, and I had it too and I liked it, but after a while I got sick of it and I tried the golden one, mostly also because it was very inexpensive. It still is. This is not an expensive fragrance at all, but I always liked it and I just kept buying bottle after bottle, not because the love was that massive, but it was just nice, easygoing. This is a fragrance that is suitable for all occasions and nobody is going to absolutely hate this fragrance. It's a fruity white floral. Now, Exotic Maracuja is pretty similar. I'm not gonna say that it's an exact dupe, but it really is similar. Obviously, this one has the passion fruit note that you do get, although I'm mostly getting the Lily of the Valley, the white florals. I'm getting more of those than the actual passion fruit, but the passion fruit is still there, don't get me wrong. Now this one has an apple note, besides the floral notes, the Lily of the Valley and all that. So they're not exactly the same, but I really feel like they're super similar. That's why this one felt so familiar when I just tried it. And I think if you have this one or you know this one and you like it or don't like it, then you have a pretty good idea of what this one smells like. So I gotta say, even though I had zero intentions of repurchasing this one because, you know, I've worn it for years, it was nice, but I've moved on. I've discovered so many more interesting fragrances in the past few years, ever since I've been interested in fragrances, that nothing in me was thinking of repurchasing this one. But now that I've smelled this one, which is similar, I actually gave it a full wear, and it's probably just a nostalgia, but I realized that I kind of miss that fragrance, so I am thinking of keeping this one. Is it the most impressive? Again, you know, it's nothing unique, it's nothing groundbreaking, obviously. It smells like a perfume that was released in, wow, I don't even know when this was released. Must be 2000, yeah, maybe 2010 or so. It's been a long time since that one was released. So this is not super modern or anything, but Sometimes it doesn't have to be. I mean, how many people are still loving Coco Chanel, which isn't modern at all? So if you're really looking out for something new, unique, niche smelling, something I've never smelled before, very creative, then this collection will probably not be for you, with the exception of the dry down of Solar Mango. That one is a little bit more unique, but especially Succulent Flower and Exotic Maracuja are nothing unique. So just keep that in mind. I personally don't think that's necessary. I think they all smell great. I'm gonna rate this one an 8 out of 10 as well. But again, I'm actually really thinking of keeping this one just for the, yeah, it reminds me of those years where I wore this one. So if you don't know what this smells like, let me just explain the vibe that I'm getting from it. It's just, again, it's like the white florals with some fruitiness, but don't look at that vanilla note. It's really less sweet than most white floral fragrances. It's fresh, it's classic, it's clean. It is definitely a clean fragrance. It's sunny, it's very springtime. Even though you can wear it throughout the entire year, kind of has a shampooiness almost. Yeah, I like it. This is my vibe. This is a DNA that I like. So yeah, it's getting an 8 out of 10, and that was Exotic Maracuja. So all in all, this collection is a success for me. If you're not expecting, I know I'm repeating myself, but I just have to say this because otherwise there will be comments like, yeah, it's nothing new, it's unoriginal. Like, yeah, I know it's unoriginal. I know that, but it's still really good. And again, I think Solar Mango, that dry down, is a little bit more original. I don't know any other fragrances that smell like that, but maybe Mango Skin does. Let me know in the comments if you've tried both and if they are in fact dupes. So yeah, I do think Zara did good with this collection, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts on these. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for the next one. Bye!